What's up, my comic comrades? We are back, but first and foremost, we hope that everyone had a happy holiday season. I know I had a nice lazy 2 weeks off, hanging with friends and family, playing Ultimate Alliance 3, and watching TV and movies. But I gotta say, it's nice to be back with our first episode of 2020. Speaking of 2020, Marvel's golden boy Donnie Cates literally kicked off the new year on January 1 with his brand new Thor title. And it's been getting a ton of buzz. It's also sure to tie in somehow with his Venom and Carnage books, and maybe build out even more than that. But with Thor 1 hitting the comic stands, we thought it would be fitting to run down the first issue and see what Marvel and Donnie Cates has in store for the God of Thunder after Jason Aaron's amazing Thor run. Needless to say, there's about to be all sorts of spoilers for Thor issue 1, so you've been warned. Ready? Issue 1 starts off with several pages of Mjolnir flying through the 10 realms. We literally see it flying through the heavens of Vanaheim, the skies of Alfheim, and the dark fields of Nidavellir, and even the hottest pits of damnation. All before making its way to Earth, breaking through the atmosphere, heading for Manhattan, and ultimately going right through the head of a giant monster and helping the Avengers stomp out a win before making a crater in the ground. We then see Iron Man smile and ask if anyone has a Sharpie. Then, on the very next page, we see it was none other than Thor himself who threw his freaking hammer from Asgard to Earth to help out his friends. He then tells Sif, "Did you see that? All 10 realms, one throw. Odin himself could not make that." To which she says, "Yes, Thor, it was a very nice shot." And when Thor asks if there's anything else in the realms that require his attention, like a frost giant that needs smiting, she says the Bifrost is now under my protection, and I'm afraid your smiting days are over. Now keep in mind, the whole time he's talking to Lady Sif about this, he's holding his arm out waiting for Mjolnir to return. And when it finally does, we find out what Stark needed the Sharpie for, as he wrote on Thor's hammer saying, "Nice shot, enjoy your retirement." Because if you didn't know, after the events of War of the Realms, Thor is now the King of Asgard, aka All-Father Thor. We then see Thor go sit down on his new throne, looking kind of tired. After this, Loki shows up and Thor asks him, "Tell me, King Loki, Lord of the Frost Giants, is it no longer customary to bow to a foreign king?" It was a clever way of saying, "Bow to me, brother." But after this, Loki points out to Thor that he's getting tired, when he sees Thor pick up his hammer and says, "Is it getting heavier then?" Of course, Thor shrugs it off and then chucks his hammer at Loki's face, before stopping it right before it smashes his head like a watermelon, which Loki says, "How are you doing this?" And Thor replies, "I'm the All-Father now, little brother, clothed in the power that comes with the title. You'd do well to remember that." Thor then steps outside alone and says, "Loki is often wrong about a great many things, but today he was right. As the new king of Asgard, I have indeed felt the weight of my mighty Mjolnir growing." As Thor is talking to himself and thinking about the speech he has to give to his people later on, out of nowhere Galactus crashes down in the middle of Asgard. Of course, this pisses off Thor and he starts to attack him, being like, "Galactus, you dare come here?" as he starts striking him with lightning. But Galactus is like, "Stop, I came for help. You're the only one who can. The Star Plague, the Great Black Winter, it's coming." And then Galactus passes out. Thor then has his ravens scour the galaxy to find Galactus's heralds and bring them to him. He goes on to thank them for answering his call and then says, "Now, what in the damn hell is a Star Plague?" And as he asks this question, Silver Surfer phases through the wall saying, "It's the end of everything." Surfer then asks Thor, "How much do you know about the birth of Galactus? How he came to be what he is now?" Cosmic Ghost Rider then interrupted saying he was an explorer of the galaxy before ours. Galen of the planet Ta. Some unknown cataclysm killed his universe and he was the sole survivor he was transformed into, and Surfer interrupts, "Not unknown, the Star Plague, the Blight Storm, the Rot Blizzard, many names, but one truth is it's the one true end, the Black Winter." So Thor is like, "Okay, great, how do we stop it?" And Surfer says, "We do not. The Black Winter killed the universe before ours, Thor. As Galactus devours worlds, the winter comes for realities. However, Galactus is the only one who's ever survived the winter, so he must be the one to face it again. But first, he must feed. In the time as his herald, I gained knowledge of 5 very special planets, worlds whose rare and unique energies would give Galactus powers beyond imagination. I've hidden these worlds from him for a very, very long time, until now, because he's our only chance to beat this thing." After which, Surfer volunteers to be Galactus's herald on the journey, and Thor says, "Aye, but you will not go alone." Thor then gathers an army, and along with several of Galactus's heralds, and they march toward Galactus. Thor then says, "Galactus, kneel," to which he does. Surfer says, "I could feel you in my head. Am I to assume you know of the plan, of the truth?" Galactus replies, "I do, Surfer." Surfer then tells Galactus Thor has graciously agreed to accompany us with his battalion. Shall we begin? And Galactus says, no. He then says, the Black Winter. When you gaze into it, you see the form of your own true death. I have gazed into it twice now. When I was Galen, I watched my universe die before my eyes, and I saw nothing. I have not yet seen the cosmic wonders I know today. So it appeared to me as a great blackness, a void, as I could not fathom such things with a mortal mind. But then I saw it again. Do you know what I saw then, Norrin? What I saw, as in the embodiment of my one true death, I saw Thor. He then starts blasting Thor with the power cosmic, and then says, I did not come upon Asgard. I did not come here for asylum. If you are to be my end, Thunder God, then we will kill the Black Winter together. Then when we are done, I would have you close to me, that I may have words with thee. Until then, rise, Herald of Thunder, and the issue ends with this awesome shot. That's right, Thor just became Galactus' newest herald, and probably the strongest Avenger, or possibly the strongest hero in Marvel. I mean, he is now All-Father Thor imbued with the power cosmic. That's just downright insane. I'm so very curious to see where this goes from here. My guess is the Black Winter is going to have something to do with Null, as I'm sure Donnie Cates is going to want to continue to tie all his Marvel books together in one way or another. So I'm definitely going to be adding Thor to my pull list. First up for the week of the 15th, we have Flash issue 86. The Flash battles Captain Cold for the last time. The Rogues reign in a brutal battle for the power over Central City, but the tides are turning and the reign approaches a deadly end. Next, we have Marvel Black Widow Prelude issue 1. This 2-issue miniseries gives more backstory to the Black Widow in the MCU and gets us ready for the events of the Black Widow solo movie. Here we have Flash Forward issue 5. This series explores fan favorite Flash Wally West as he tries to save the multiverse. Fourth on the list, we have Undiscovered Country issue 3. The expedition undertakes a desperate attempt to rescue a member of the team from the Destiny Man's strange caravan city. And success or certain doom falls on the shoulders of Americana expert Dr. Ace Kanyada. And finally, we have Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider issue 2. Cosmic Ghost Rider is ready to burn a fiery swath across the cosmos, but he's picked up a rogue Earth hitchhiker along the way. And that's gonna bring another episode of Variant to a close, but if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out this video right here. And if you like our channel, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.